Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the December 2023. We are just going to jump right in here, Pisces. You have this stillness card and this family card. I mean, obviously it's December, so, a lot of you could be spending a lot of time with family, or you could be thinking a lot about family. I kind of feel this energy of also like looking for family, but, maybe not literally. This might be, you're just like looking for your place to belong in the world. And, this could be something that's heavily on your mind. I really didn't actually expect this, something like this to show up for you this month. But, it could be one of those things that you're like setting yourself up for the next year, like trying to find a place where you fit in. And, that's kind of what I get in this first row here. So, if you're planning on moving, I think this is definitely true for you. You have this 11th house card that says community on it. So I think that it's definitely true. Again, if you're like looking to move, it's like you're trying to find the right place, or you're trying to find a place where you fit in. If this is like a job or a business or a career, same thing. I feel you're trying to find like a place where you can fit in, a place where, things make sense for your energy, or, whatever the case may be. And look, we have so many cards of community here. It's not even funny. Community, 3 of Cups here. You have this family card. So you're definitely, thinking about people at this time. And I don't think this is just, love. Like I said, I think this is more talking about community and all this other stuff. You have this reflecting pool card. It says stillness. Again, there could be it is the end of the year. I mean, I think that people do tend to reflect quite a bit, but it's almost like you're coming out of the pool, is kind of what I feel. I know she looks like she's going into the pool, but you have the moon card, and it's like there's some sort of change that I'm feeling here as well. Mostly for the month of December, where it's like you're coming out of this energy, of reflection. I don't know, kind of feels weird. This is like a deep reading already. I feel like this is going to new places, which is great. You have the Justice card, the Moon, and the Two of Wands. You also have the Libra card in the Astro Codes Oracle as well, which says balance on it. So you basically have the Justice card twice, and, I feel for a lot of you, you are trying to create balance. The interesting thing that I'm getting here as well is I feel like you're trying to create your balance. You're no longer trying to create balance for other people, which is also like an interesting feeling here. It's almost like you're just trying to make yourself balanced, which is great. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I feel that you're very focused this year on not wasting your time, like I am going to do yearly readings, by the way. They'll be coming out soon, but for 2024, but I just get the feeling, I haven't even started them yet, but I get the feeling you have Ace of Swords to the Sun to the 3 of Cups in this top row, and this really tells me that you're very focused on your own fulfillment and happiness, and I also feel like you're very focused on kind of doing more things for yourself. I don't know, I get that feeling from this reading, even though, again, there is this like family focus, but isn't that the way? Again, when you focus on yourself, that's usually when you also find, birds of a feather, right? That's usually when you find people who are also focused on themselves. We're talking about not selfish, we're talking about like being people who are selfish in a good way, meaning maybe they take care of themselves, they take care of their energy, they're nice to people and things like that, right? It's a scale. You have the scales card there, so it goes both ways. But so obviously you want to do this on the positive side of things. And but again, when you do that and you find people who do that, people who lift you up and all that other stuff, that's where you really start to win. You have the Moon in. Again, I'm really focused on the lobster right here, and he is stepping out from the water onto the land. The whole point of the lobster, the crayfish, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Is the fact that lobsters don't do very well on land. And you have this blue lobster card coming up next, and which is a really good card in the next row. But I get this feeling that you are needing to release your emotional armor. That's literally what it represents on the Moon card, is it says that you are moving forward towards something, towards these mountains in the background, but you need to release some emotional armor, or if you're like trying to overprotect yourself, maybe you need to let that stuff go. You have the Two of Wands, which again is like taking a risk, leaving a comfort zone. So I do get that feeling here that blue lobster card is really good, but it's also a lobster. He's like trying to protect himself. So I feel that for a lot of you, it's like there's something that makes you special that you need to release, is kind of like the energy that I get here. Let's see. With the Justice card, you have the 6 of Pentacles. Again, like I said, I feel like you are very focused. And again, I know this isn't the yearly reading yet, but I'm sure it's probably going to come up because I feel it here in this reading that you're very, very focused on like who you give what to. Plain and simple, right? And, again, I think this is a good thing because, Pisces are classic overgivers. So, I feel that you being a little bit more picky with who gets your energy, who doesn't, is just going to be a good thing. With the Moon card, you have the Ace of Pentacles, big opportunities coming in for you. I mean, next year is full of opportunity for you, so, you know, I think this is going to be a good thing. You're obviously going to have to take advantage of these opportunities. Again, you can't be a scared Pisces, right? And I'm not calling you out. I'm a Pisces. I totally get it. So, what you have to do is you have to be brave, you have to be bold, and you have to take these opportunities. These opportunities, Two of Wands, are going to be outside your comfort zone. So, again, I always say, like, tarot is a magic. You have to do something to get this opportunity. I feel there are multiple, starting in December, not just December, but it's like they are past those points. I'll just keep it simple. I think you need to look at the things where you come up with excuses why you can't do something, right? And trust me, I am not perfect. I am far from perfect. I do this all the time, right? As a Pisces. So, it's like I start working on projects or whatever, and I'm always like, oh, I can't do this because, whatever, right? Whatever freaking reason I come up with, right? And so I feel like we need to stop doing that now, Pisces. We need to embrace the change. We need to be brave, bold, assertive to get the things we want. With the Two of Wands, you have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something new on the horizon, going this way. You go from the moon to the sun. We go up to the sun here. So there's something new coming in for you. Something's calling to you. Page of Pentacles can be a messenger, but I feel I'm just getting message, the word message there. And you have the Ace of Swords, which is a message. You have two aces, which is, we're off to a good start. You have this, in the area of the unexpected, you have a Sailor's Knot card. It says entanglement. It says energetic cords, ties, and bonds. I feel if there's any cord cutting or anything like that you need to do, now is the time, before we start the new year, of course. So, anything you can do to remove yourself from any stuck situations is a good idea. I feel like if you've had any triggering situations, by the way, with this card, you have the Four of Pentacles. So I feel anything that's triggered you over the last 2 or 3 years, I kind of feel it's this right here, the Four of Pentacles. And I feel these triggering moments have pointed out the things that you need to overcome. So I would look at that. You have this blue lobster. It says you're 1 in a million. Embrace your rarity. Yes, I definitely feel, you have the lobster. The lobster's purple on the moon, so kind of blue. And, I feel for a lot of you, you need to get your ideas out into the world because that's what's going to make you successful. You have the Ace of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. The Ace of Swords, of course, is a truth. So there could be some sort of truth or victory coming in for you. I also am getting good news as well. On top of all that, I feel like you're bringing, clearly there's so much balance in this reading. The Ace of Swords is perfectly balanced. There are these 6 golden yods on both sides of the sword here, and it just represents perfect balance. So, I feel like you're bringing things into balance, and that's when you get the crown at the top of the sword there. So I feel that there is a crown that's waiting for you to take it. Even the sun is a crown. And, so it's like there's some sort of crown here coming in for you. It's going to be outside of comfort zone. We already know this. You have every single comfort zone card that possibly could exist practically. You have the Two Wands, this card, definitely comfort zone card. So, I feel that for a lot of you, everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. I've been saying this since 2020, and, I really feel you need to take some risks, and especially take risks in those things where you say to yourself, oh, I can't do this, right? Where you start having that negative Pisces self-talk. Again, not calling you out, but, that's the place where you're going to find the most success. You have the Eight of Wands here. Eight of Wands is quick success and a quick conclusion as well, but, I feel there's quick success here. Even when we go, up this way, this could be you getting support from people, like we already said, which it seems like there's a lot of support from people in your life, or there are people who want to support you and lift you up. You go over to the Five of Wands here, and this is coming up in the area of the good stuff. So, the Five of Wands is going to be good no matter what. But, there could be a lot of competition, for whatever it is that you're doing. But, as I always say, if something's meant for you, it's for you. With the Ace of Swords, you have the King of Wands. I said you need to be bold and assertive. You really need to go for something, and that is the King of Wands. That is the energy. You are a visionary. I mean, everybody always says Aquarius is the visionary, but if you look at all the visionaries in the world, they were all Pisces. Steve Jobs, Carl Icahn. The list goes on and on, right? I always say that the list of millionaires and billionaires, it switches every single year between Pisces and Libra, but it's what I would say is that Pisces dominates with visionary ideas, the ones that, have the guts to go for it. So, whatever your ideas are, and you don't have to be some billionaire super genius here. This could just be, any improvement that you're trying to make in your life, but you really have to go for it. I also do feel, by the way, with the Four of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Cups. I'm telling you right now, if you don't find love this year, it's going to be next year, because everything is adding up to that. You could really be finding someone who's very significant, someone who really wants to be in your life. Ace of Cups is total fulfillment. You have 3 aces here. This could definitely be a fire sign. You've been getting a lot of fire, so it could also be a person who has a lot of fire in their chart. Take it how it resonates, but it could be a fire sign. Leo stands out to me. Aries, it could be whatever. But I feel if you want love, there's definitely a love offer. If you don't want love, I would be focusing on your own fulfillment, like we've been saying this. With the Eight of Wands, you have the lovers, so definitely finding love. I also feel if you are moving, traveling, finding new friend groups here, this is where love is going to come from, is from some sort of change. So if you want love, I would just make some sort of change. Go to a different gym. Start shopping at a different store. Don't go to the same place. Go take a cooking class. Go do something, right? It's like you're not going to find it at home. And I always tell people, it's like, I think people think like, oh, I want to find someone on Tinder or whatever. But it's like when you find someone like at a cooking class or in the gym, you're finding someone who actually does stuff. Right? So it's like sitting on the couch is never a good idea. It's always best to go find a person like in public or with a group of people or something like that, right? So, I would definitely encourage that, especially with the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is specifically a card of finding a person through socializing or through communication. So someone definitely wants to communicate with you here. It could also be a Libra, or it could be like a person who has a bunch of Libra on their chart as well. You have this 11th house card that says community. I mean, the whole entire reading is talking about community. You have this Libra card that says balance. So I feel like you're going to have a very busy month and year, I really feel this reading is like December 2024, all in one. So, I think maybe this kind of gives me the vibes of your 2024 starts in December. So, again, I don't have a New Year's resolution. Start your New Year's resolution like right now, even before December, because, I really feel this reading is kind of saying that your year starts in December. I would get moving now. And I would also focus on balance, doing things in balance, balancing out your energy. I feel like everybody's going to want a piece of you as well. I mean, work or business. So make sure that you're doing only the things that are important. You have the Sun, the Queen of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. The Sun is a card of happiness and joy. So I think that that's all I would focus on if I were you, is things that bring more happiness and joy into the world, and bring more happiness into your life. I also feel that you're getting a lot of attention this year. Again, I mean, I've been saying to you for months, Pisces, that if I were you, and I am, I would be trying to get as much attention as I possibly can. And we're talking about positive attention here. If you're doing like work, for example, just doing a really good job, that can get you more attention. If you have a business, or even if you just want to start a YouTube channel or something, growing your social media, stuff like that. It's just, the reason I tell people to do this is because the energy exists. It's like, it's just a good time to do it. So, there you go. I would, do something. You have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a card of following your emotions. She has that cup, and she really is valuing how she feels about things. And with the moon here, the two lobsters, I would really go for something that you are feeling. I also feel your biggest challenge over the next several years is people telling you how to live your life. I mean, that's always true for Pisces. It's extra true for you moving forward. I think you're going to have a lot of people that are like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. But what I would say is it's pretty freaking simple. It's like if they, it's like if you know more, if you have done your research, especially on something that you're starting, it's like, why would you take advice from a person who has not been there, or who has not done advice, plain and simple, or who has not learned about whatever it is that they're giving you advice on, right? So it's like one of those things where I would just pay attention to where the people are coming from. If they have no clue what they're talking about, don't listen to them. And especially if you've done your research, that is the only confidence you need, right? You don't need someone else's confidence, is really what this reading is saying. You have the Seven of Pentacles, big change. I mean, it is a big change year for you, 2024. Again, I've been saying for months that I think that Pisces, people aren't going to recognize you over the next 5 or so years. By the time, but I'm talking about, by the time we get to the end of the next 5 years. And, again, that doesn't mean it's going to take 5 years either. It just means that over that, you're going to be making changes over that time that are probably going to make you just very different, that are going to make you stand out in big ways, depending on what you're doing. And so I just think that it's a big time of change for you. But it's not even change, It's like, I think that blue lobster card is saying it's not even change. You're just exposing who you really are. So it's more, you're just showing people who you are. With the Sun, you have the Page of Swords. Someone could have their eye on you as far as love is concerned. And it's kind of like, I kind of feel like this person's being exposed. Like, I mean this in a good way. It's like maybe you're finally finding out who your secret admirer is, or maybe someone is finally coming forward here. I kind of get that energy, and I feel it'll be a celebration, especially for those of you looking for love. With the Queen of Cups, here you go. I'm just going to put it right here. You have the King of Cups. So definitely a very strong connection if you want love coming in for you. King and Queen of Cups are a perfect match. So, I really feel there could be a very strong connection coming in here with the King of Cups. Two people who are really meant for each other. It could be another water sign with fire in their chart as well, or vice versa. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords. Yes, leave the old life behind. You're going to this new place where there is no one over there. Again, I always say Two of Swords is third place solutions, meaning she's thinking this or that, but she has a third place behind her, that island. In Pisces, you are the first sign that is meant to go to the new island, I believe, the third place solution place, where it's like, solutions that haven't even been created exist. It's like up to Pisces to get over there, to show the whole world how it's done. So, don't be afraid of your crazy ideas. They're probably genius. Next, you have this legacy card. What do you know? It says, your work will be passed down to future generations. Harvest the gifts of your ancestors. These gifts are also yours. There you go. You have this card that says, don't take action when there's a feeling of resistance. I feel like this is saying do take action, showing up in the area of the good stuff. And, what I would say is, I feel like you're ready to take action towards bigger and better things. So, I would just get moving towards whatever you're creating. You have the Three Cups, the Fool, and the Five of Wands. The Three Cups is a card of celebration and happiness. So I do feel like there are a lot of celebrations coming in for you at this time. I would also encourage you to socialize. Again, I know, as a Pisces, I get it. It's like you need to recharge your batteries, but, any opportunities you have to get into the community, they're just going to be very beneficial. I also feel there's like a celebration coming in if you're meeting a person, because I feel it's like a really good person. You have the Fool. The Fool is about taking that risk, right? Taking that leap of faith towards the new beginning. If you're taking a leap towards something that's completely different than what you've been doing in your life, then, I feel like this is saying, like, go for it. Especially with that Two of Swords. You are taking a leap of faith towards, like, a third place, right? Something maybe that hasn't existed in your life before, or maybe you're making a change that other people don't expect, but, that's where the success is going to come from. You have the Five of Wands as well. Again, whatever you're doing, I feel like there is a lot of competition, but the whole point is that it doesn't matter. I feel if something's meant for you, it's for you. It doesn't matter if there are a billion people doing it. So I kind of get that feeling here where you want to do something, maybe it's like, a business or a career, maybe you want to make some sort of change in your life, or maybe you have your eye on a person where there's a lot of competition for that person, but I feel like whatever this is meant for you. It's coming up in the area of the good stuff. I also feel like you've been learning a lot, and it's like you could be putting what you have learned into practice here. Let's see. With the Three of Cups, you have the Death card. I mean, we already know that there's a big transformation going on for you, so major change in over probably over the next several years. With the Fool card, you have the Four of Pentacles. That's good because you have the Four of Pentacles here, and then you have it over here. So I feel like you're taking a leap of faith. To me, this is saying that you are going to take action on the thing that you need to do, the thing that's going to remove you from the Four of Pentacles. I actually don't think that the Four of Pentacles is too bad of an energy, right? I know some people don't like it, but yeah, he's holding on to something, but he's holding on to stability. He has stability, but and maybe he's not leaving a comfort zone, but at the same time, he kind of has everything he needs, right? But I do feel like you're going to take that risk. So, that looks good. With the Five of Wands, you have the Fool. Yeah, I feel like you're going to take the risk, take the leap of faith towards something much bigger and better in your life here, Pisces. Amazing reading. I really love where this is going. So let's see here. We're going to pull 5 main themes. You have this hammock. It says taking a vacation physically or mentally. I was getting travel here. And so if you're traveling, I think that there's going to be a lot of benefits to travel. I've been saying this to you for months that, really it just wouldn't surprise me if a bunch of you are traveling or moving. And I feel there are going to be a bunch of benefits there. You have this next card. This carrot says opportunity or windfall. There you go. Huge opportunities coming in for you. But you have to grab on to these opportunities. Obviously, it's like what's popping into my head is that if you leave the carrot in the ground, eventually it's going to rot or die in the winter, right? So it's almost like you've been growing something, but now it's time to take it to that next level. Maybe that's more what this reading is saying, is that you've been developing these skills underneath, inside of you, lobsters, right? And you even have the Five of Wands. Those people, I always say, are training. They're learning how to fight. They are not necessarily fighting on this card. They're using sticks. They're not using swords. So it's like you've been learning how to do something, and I feel like that is the root growing down underneath the ground. But now it's time to pull this MFer up out of the ground, this carrot. It's like a gigantic carrot, and it's time for you to present it to the world. The whole entire reading is saying you need to present something. You have this diamond. It says you'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. Yes, I kind of feel like this could be a person. So, very solid person. You have the skull card. It says hidden secrets can harm you. I don't think you have. I kind of feel like this could be like other person's secrets or something. So I would be careful. You do have the justice card here. So, again, if someone's coming in wanting to apologize or whatever, I would be careful of that. You have this broken bridge. It says unsuccessful outcomes to a problem. I would be careful if, someone's trying to get you to fix something here as well, like for them. And I'm not talking about love either. This, could be, but it could be any area of your life. I kind of get this feeling of like a person who needs to learn how to fix their own problems. And so I would be careful. There's you really need to focus on yourself is what this is saying. It's like if you're always cleaning up after everyone else, you're not really going to be able to help anyone, right? Because it's like you are meant to be an example at this time. So, I believe that you're meant to be a positive example so that, people can follow your example, right? And it's like not your fault if you provide an example and other people aren't following it, right? So, and again, I think that I feel this reading really amazing, but it's like saying you need to be careful of those people who just will continue to bang their head against the wall for the rest of their life, It's like if you're putting out the example, you're doing your job. It's just that simple. So this looks really, really good, Pisces. I really like where this is going. So thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.